In relationships, silence often becomes a powerful tool used either consciously or unconsciously by individuals to express dissatisfaction, hurt, or emotional withdrawal. It is a tool that, when used excessively or without communication, can lead to misunderstanding and emotional strain. Silence, in this context, can be a form of punishment. When a partner deliberately withdraws from conversations, refuses to communicate, or shuts down emotionally, it can cause significant distress in the relationship. This form of punishment might appear as a subtle act, where words are left unspoken, but its impact can be far more damaging than one might realize. At its core, silence is a response, but it is also a form of control, often signaling unresolved emotions and feelings of anger or resentment. However, the use of silence as a form of punishment raises an important question. Is it truly an effective way to address issues, or does it merely create more distance and conflict? In a healthy relationship, communication is the bridge that connects two individuals, allowing them to navigate the highs and lows together. When silence replaces that communication, the connection between partners weakens, and the relationship is left to suffer. One partner might feel neglected, rejected, or even abandoned, while the other may feel justified in their silence, thinking that their withdrawal will prompt the other to realize the severity of the situation. But what often happens is the opposite. Instead of the other person understanding the pain behind the silence, they begin to feel isolated, confused, and hurt. This emotional distance can create a sense of hopelessness, where both individuals feel like they're speaking different languages without ever saying a word. On the other hand, love requires the opposite of silence. It demands open and honest communication. Love thrives when both partners feel heard and understood. It flourishes in environments where issues are addressed head-on, with patience and respect. When we truly love someone, we must make the effort to engage with them, even during moments of tension. In the face of conflict, love does not retreat into silence, but rather seeks resolution through dialogue, empathy, and mutual understanding. Love is not about manipulating or punishing someone into realizing their mistakes. It is about lifting each other up, even when faced with challenges. Punishing someone with silence might give a temporary sense of control, but it never leads to long-term solutions. It only deepens the divide between partners and leaves emotional wounds that could take a long time to heal. The fear of confrontation often fuels the decision to remain silent, especially in emotionally charged moments. It might feel easier to avoid the discomfort of discussing difficult topics, hoping that time will heal the situation. But this avoidance can breed resentment, as unresolved issues fester and compound. Silence may seem like the less confrontational option, but it does not allow for growth or healing. When we punish our partners with silence, we rob them of the opportunity to understand our feelings and perspectives. Communication is the key to resolving conflicts and preventing them from escalating. By avoiding difficult conversations, we miss the chance to strengthen the relationship and deepen our emotional connection. In contrast, love does not fear confrontation. It embraces it as a chance to grow stronger together. Confrontation, when done with care and respect, can be a tool for intimacy. It allows partners to voice their feelings, express their needs, and gain clarity on the situation. It provides the space for both individuals to understand each other's emotional experiences and find common ground. Instead of punishing through silence, love teaches us to be vulnerable and to share our innermost thoughts, even when it feels uncomfortable. It is through this vulnerability that we build trust, and through trust, the relationship becomes more resilient. Punishing a partner with silence often stems from an underlying fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood, or fear of being hurt again. These fears can cause individuals to retreat inward, leading them to believe that silence will protect them from further emotional harm. However, silence is not a shield. It is a barrier that blocks the possibility of healing and understanding. While it may provide temporary relief from emotional pain, it also keeps both individuals trapped in a cycle of hurt and miscommunication. In a relationship based on love, vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. It is through vulnerability that we open ourselves to deeper connection and growth. Love requires the courage to face conflict head-on, to speak the truth, and to listen with empathy. When we choose silence over love, we deny ourselves and our partners the opportunity to truly understand one another. Silence can also be a form of manipulation, albeit an unconscious one. In some relationships, one partner might use silence as a way to control the other, to make them feel guilty or responsible for the situation. This silent treatment can create feelings of insecurity, doubt, and anxiety, as the partner on the receiving end is left to wonder what went wrong. In extreme cases, silence can even become abusive, as it creates a toxic dynamic where one person's emotional needs are ignored and the others are constantly met. This power imbalance can lead to feelings of helplessness, as the silence partner may feel like they are walking on eggshells, never knowing when or if they will be forgiven or when the silence will end. In such cases, silence is not just a form of punishment. It is an emotional weapon used to dominate and control the relationship. True love does not use manipulation, guilt, or punishment to achieve its goals. Instead, love is based on mutual respect, understanding, and compromise. It requires both partners to be open, honest, and willing to work together through difficulties. Love is not about getting the upper hand or making the other person suffer. It is about finding a solution that works for both individuals and strengthens the relationship. Love involves seeing each other as equals, partners who are in this together, facing the challenges of life side by side. Instead of retreating into silence, love encourages the individuals in the relationship to face their differences, communicate their feelings, and collaborate on finding solutions. Moreover, silence, when used as a punishment, often leads to feelings of isolation. The partner who is being ignored may begin to feel that their worth is not recognized, that they are invisible, or that their feelings don't matter. This sense of invisibility can be incredibly damaging to one's self-esteem and emotional health. Relationships are built on the foundation of being seen, heard, and understood. When one partner chooses silence over connection, the other may begin to feel like they are no longer valued. This emotional isolation can cause long-lasting damage, as it creates a sense of disconnection that is difficult to repair.